Hello and welcome back to Pandemic Playground with Dave. We are continuing the Operation Underground base by digging a lot more. Alright, so what I mean by digging a lot more is basically I had the plan of digging through the intersection on the very bottom, so it comes up from the mountain on the very top, and I'll show you that in a second. But let me show you guys what I've did so far also. So I decided to clean up the underground base a little bit. I still have some spots to clean up as you see there, but if you look down, we closed off the big little hole that we had on the bottom, cleaned it up, got rid of some of the most of the blocks actually, so then we can have some more space. And that I did this hole basically for a piston elevator, but since we got rid of that, we can start from here as the bottom section of it. Got to clean up the walls a little bit on this side, but we did some more cleaning up with some drills to get rid of some of the extra voxels on the side of the walls. And I cleaned up the whole entire base as you see here towards the side. So you see only the columns going up over there, and I just got to make it airtight by going around it and close that up. But the most important thing, or the main event for today, was to drill out a long section as you see here, so that I can bring it all the way down here, and then eventually, it gets a little dark down here, but eventually go upwards so it comes out of the mountains. Generally I ended up here, but I think I have to go a little further. But if we pop up to the top and dig straight up, we should come out of the mountains right around here, which is perfect. We can go a little deeper if we wanted to, but that's where I wanted to have a second exit or second hatch just for the hell of it. So I started to dig through here and it worked out pretty well. I initially tried it with a piston drilling system, which of course you end up having to build a very long piston section, and it just kind of causes some issues. So I decided to go with, similar to the elevator build, and put some wheels and rotors on the side so it goes forward and backwards. So I had everything set up where there's a top wheels, bottom wheels, and then I had the side wheels here and also on this side to hug this column. So everything seems to kind of broke, but that was the idea basically. So everything started kind of clanging up and breaking on me for some reason, but I just gotta fix all that. See here, some wheels here, the wheels broken here. So a lot of things happened with this system. I try to work with a welding system so that I can drill through a wall and weld up the blocks here, or the light armor blocks here, but it didn't really work out that well for some reason. It just wouldn't want to weld it when it's projecting. So even when it's projecting such as this, and I can weld it myself, but the system wouldn't want to weld it as it's going forward and backwards for whatever reasons. I think I need a merge block for some reasons or something like that. I'm not sure what's going on, but if I were to kind of like grind it down a bit, it certainly welds it, but it just wouldn't create the new blocks for me. So for some reason, I'm not sure exactly why that is, but that created an issue where instead of extending it automatically with the welders, I just had to build the sections out pretty long throughout the walls so that it can extend pretty far back. So that was a bit of an issue I had there, but this is quite the depth of drilling that's been done. It certainly did break a lot of my systems, but it worked out okay in the sense of making it go forward. So we now have a really deep kind of drilled out area so we can build on and then use that as a secondary escape hatch. So a lot more cleaning up to do. I did exchange some lights as you see here. I put some of these neon tubes, some lights, and reduced a lot of my spotlights so that it's not as like blinky as it was before. It still blinks a little bit, but not as much now. But this drilling system I think is a little better. Initially I put a piston drilling system and then I changed it to this rotor wheel system. But I did do a mesh of it too. So I did attach a merge block to a piston. But again, it causes limitations because the pistons can go as long as it can. But if you set up with the wheel rotors, it can go as far as it can based on what it can drive on or rotate on. So if I can extend this platform like infinitely, then this thing will keep on drilling and keep on going. So what I generally do is get in a seat and do a right click and hold drilling system so it grinds in a bigger area and doesn't collect the stone, and then just let it run. So it takes time to do so, which is a bit of a pain, but it works out okay. So yeah, this is the pretty much the main thing I did today with the underground base. So there's a lot more work to do. I do need to connect this to recharge by using a connector as suggested in the comments, which is great. I do have an idea for it. I did test it a little bit and it worked out fine. I do need to use that to recharge it, and I think there's an idea there where I can use that to connect to each floor as well. So I'm gonna keep doing some testings, but you know, the rest of it is pretty much cleaning out the base. Probably drill this thing a little bit further down, and then we're gonna have to drill upwards. So we're gonna have to kind of make a similar system, but hopefully it goes upwards and not fall down. So that's what I did today. It was a long drilling session, about like a 3-hour building and drilling session. So I try to do about 3 hours per video to generate a decent time lapse. So sit back, relax, and we're gonna cue into time lapse. Alright, so that is going to be it for today. Thank you guys very much for watching. We're gonna continue on chipping away at this base and eventually furnish it. But for now, we still have a lot more to drill. Of course, if you enjoyed this time lapse, this whole video, please hit that thumbs up, like the video, considering subscribing to the channel, hit that notification bell, and of course, leave us some comments to help with the analytics. And of course, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.